Hey YouTube, good to be with you again, and a lot of interesting things going on in our world as we are now just 8 days away from the debt blowout, and if the shutdown continues for eight more days, something like that. Oh well, they'll work it out somehow, I'm sure. Did want to talk to you, and this is a little bit of a follow-up on my last video. The topic tonight is, could Comet Ison hit the sun? And I just want to review some scripture passages that I've looked at, and I want to introduce you to a Bible study tools called blueletterbible.org. And if you're a Bible student, or you'd like to be, and you'd like to have some tools to study the Bible with, this is fantastic. It's a free site. And in Revelation, the 8th chapter, verse 7, we see the beginning of what is called the trumpet judgments. And in verse 7 there, Revelation chapter 8, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees was burned up, and all green grass was burned up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten. I want you to pay special attention to that. A third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. Now I want to call special attention to verse 12 there, and if you click over here on tools, and I'm just going to do that, it'll get you to a screen that gives you a Strong's concordance of the words and word phrases in that verse 12. And you look at this phrase, was smitten. In the Greek, it gives the Strong's number there. You click on that. It even gives you a pronunciation key up here if you don't know how to pronounce the Greek, but it's the Greek word pleso, and it means to strike or smite. The question I asked in this video was, could Comet Ison hit the sun? And the answer to that is, it certainly could, because this does happen. Here's a video that was shown just not too long ago. Right there it is. Comet collides with sun. This is YouTube. There's the channel video from space if you want to look at this. And we'll just look at this a second. But you're going to see it right there in the red circle. Here comes a comet, and it smacks into the sun, and see the violent reaction there. Now I've read some comments on YouTube. People make fun of the idea of the sun being smitten by a comet. One guy said, well, it'd be about like a June bug hitting the windshield of a semi going 65 miles an hour. There wouldn't be much effect. Well, that's a pretty small comet compared to Ison, and look at the effect that it had there. Look at the blow off of the sun, and that's just insane. It's quite a video. And the answer to the question is, yes, Comet Ison could hit the sun. And let's get real here. At some point in time, something's going to hit the sun, something's going to hit the moon, and something's going to knock a lot of stars right out of their orbit, so that the light that shines on this planet will be greatly diminished. Now, guys, we're living in some exciting times, and I would submit to you that one of the most glaring and certain indications that we're living in the last days. I know a lot of you are scoffing, mocking, keep on. Scoff on, brother. Look, since 1948 and the reestablishment of Israel, in fact, they became a nation in one day. That was the greatest biblical prophecy to be fulfilled. It is absolutely uh, the very marker that indicates, the very sure thing that indicates that we're living in the last days. Now, I'm not a date setter, but I wanted to talk about this comet. The question is often asked, could it hit the sun? It most certainly could. If it doesn't, if it's not this one, it's going to happen someday, and it's going to be quite an event. Hey, check out my link in the description box. I'd like for you to visit my site. Subscribe, like this video if you so choose. Thanks again for watching.